Hi there! Are you keen to work smarter, not harder? I think we all want that, right? Well, let me show you some fabulous Excel shortcuts that will help you save time and work smarter. Hey, I'm Sharon from Excel at Work, where we offer straightforward tips and guidance to help you save time, work smarter and improve your skills using Office apps. I love shortcuts. If I can find a quick and easy way to save time, I'm in. And in this video, I'm going to run through a fistful of shortcuts that will have you moving super quick around your worksheet, saving you a heap of time. I'm also going to share with you a fabulous shortcut that does require you using your mouse, but I think you'll agree when you see it that it's pretty fabulous. And to offer you even more support, I'll tell you where you can grab a copy of our best Excel shortcuts cheat sheet with 70 plus shortcuts that we find many Excel users use repeatedly. Right, let's have a look at some amazing shortcuts that are going to save you so much time. These shortcuts are focusing on moving quickly or navigating quickly around the worksheet. Okay, I'm pressing my home key on the keyboard. Now when you press your home key, you will always move straight back to column A, which is a blessing because if you're right at the end of a worksheet and you need to quickly move back to that first column, home will get you there. Okay, control home. When you press your control key down and you press your home key, you will always end up at the top cell A1. So that's fantastic. If you're way down the bottom of a worksheet, let's say you're on cell P123 and you want to get back up to A1, control home will always take you straight up to A1 again, right to the top of your worksheet. So you've probably worked out already what control end does. So let's have a look. Control and end will take you to the end of your worksheet, but this one's a little bit more tricky because what happens is Excel will take you to the intersection of the last row and the last column. So you can actually see here, this is the last column, column N, that has something in it, and this is the last row here, row 21, that has something in it. And so that is actually stopped on the intersection. If we didn't have this information in here, it would have stopped on Melissa's name down here. But there's another step to this that I want to talk to you about, because if I went down to, say, K25, I'm just going to put some formatting into here. So now I'll go up, control home will take me to A1, now control end, and you can see that even though there's no content, there is only formatting in K25. Excel has still seen that as an active cell. Now this can happen where you don't actually even see the formatting. So I'm just going to come over here and I'll remove from here, actually undo will do that. I'm going to pop on maybe some accounting formatting up here. So you can't even see it on the screen and you hit your control end and you end up down the bottom. Now sometimes that can actually have so many empty rows and you're like right at the bottom of a worksheet and you're like, what is going on here? So what you can do is you can highlight over the rows that you don't need and you can delete them. Now there is another trick. Once you've deleted them, you need to, I'll just show you actually, if I just do control end, see how it actually hasn't updated yet. So once you've deleted them, you do need to save. So save your work. Now control end will actually take you to the area that you want. So that's a tricky one that can actually really be a pain. So I hope that is really, really helpful. Right, let's keep moving. So when you're using, or when you're inside of a table, control and your arrow keys are absolutely brilliant. Watch this, I'm holding down control and I'm pressing my right arrow key. So I've jumped all the way to the right of the table. Control and my down arrow key will take me to the bottom of the table. Control to the left, I'm sure you're working this out by now, will take you to the left of the table, and control to the top. Now when I say table, I'm not actually talking about a table feature as in the table feature inside of Excel. I'm talking about a cluster of information where you've got lots and lots of rows and lots of columns with adjacent data in them. So I'll just show you that again. If I do control and my right arrow key, you'll see it stops on column K because there's an empty column right next door to it. If I do control down arrow, it stops on row 21 because there's an empty row underneath it. So it just allows you to quickly jump around adjacent data. Okay, I'm just going to pop in another worksheet down here. So I'll just go down and pop another. In fact, I'll put a couple in. I'm going to come back to moving. So I want to talk about control page up and control page down. I'm using control page down and you'll see that I'm jumping through the worksheets. Control page up will allow you to move really quickly through your worksheets. So that's gold. It means that you don't have to keep on coming down here and clicking on your worksheets, having to remove your hands from the keyboard. Of course, all you need to do, control page up will go to the left, control page down will go to the right. So I hope you really like that one too. Right, let's have a look at just page up and page down by themselves. So if I'm doing page down, you will see at the moment we're looking from row 1 down to around about row 30. So if I hit page down, you'll see that we're now looking at row 31 down to row 60. Page up, and you can see that I've gone back up those 30 rows. So that allows you to really quickly move down a screen around about 30 rows. It really depends on what your zoom is. You'll zoom down here. But of course it does allow you to really quickly move down or up through a worksheet. Now let's have a look at what Alt page up, page down does. So if you hold down your Alt key and you use page down, you're actually now moving across to the right. So you can see Alt page up will actually move you again. So I'll just show you that again. At the moment I'm on column K. You can see actually over here column P is visible. Alt page down, and now you can see that that's the first column, and I'm looking all the way over to column AK. Alt page up, and you can see now that we're looking at that very first screen. So of course you can use your page up, page down to move down vertically, up and down vertically, and you can use Alt and page up and page down to move across horizontally. But what about if we actually wanted to go to a specific cell and you had that cell reference? F5, function key 5 on your keyboard, if you press F5, it'll open up your go-to box. So let's say I wanted to move over to N2, and you can either press your enter key or you can click on OK, and look at that, it will take you straight to that cell. So just saying that again, that's your F5 key, and you can easily jump into that from there. And here's my extra fabulous shortcut for you. Now just one more fabulous shortcut. It's not actually a keyboard shortcut, it's a mouse shortcut. But let's have a look at it. I'm just going to come over, in fact I'll use Control Home to get back to A1. I want to take my mouse pointer to the bottom line on the cell that I currently have selected until I can see the north, south, east, west type. I call it your compass pointer. So the north, south, east, west type pointer, where you can see the arrows going in each direction. Once you've got that, you can double click and it'll instantly send you to the bottom of that list. Now if I tried that down here, on the right side of the cell, you'll see that I jump to the very right of the list. I think you've got this now. You probably know what I'm going to do here. Top of the cell takes you to the top, left of the cell takes you to the left. So if you start to embrace these shortcuts and start using them, you will not believe how much time you save as you're navigating and entering data into a worksheet. So I really hope one of these shortcuts is going to start saving you time. Now this video is one of a series on Excel shortcuts, so be sure to check out my other videos if you're keen to pop a few more tips into your Excel toolbox. And if you're keen to grab a copy of our Best Excel Shortcuts cheat sheet, just click the link in the description below to learn how to download your copy today. Now if these tips have been helpful, please hit the like button, and please let me know in the comments below how many of these shortcuts you already knew and which ones you'll now be using on a regular basis. And if you use Excel and want to stay connected, please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell, because we're sharing new videos regularly, and if you know someone who would benefit from this help, please be sure to share this video with them as well. Hey, thanks for watching and have a fabulous day.